Can you hear me? Yes. Okay. Hello everyone. My name is Ömürden Cengiz, and today I'll try to explain you what's in-the-wild testing. It's a kind of methodology, but it's not a methodology normally, but I think it should be in our testing cycles for every tester. The world is going mobile. Do you know who doesn't use mobile phones? In your family, in your friends? No? That means that everybody is using mobile phone and it's going crazy in the world. So, testing is not enough for mobile world. You should do more. Of course, there are lots of tools, lots of automation tools, lots of methodologies, but the real case is testers should be like end users. That's the main problem in mobile world, I think. Today we will talk a bit about this. First, I want to introduce myself. I'm a QA engineer for 10 years. I worked as a telecom test engineer for 6 years, and then 1 year set-up box testing, and nearly 4 years I'm working for mobile tests. I'm also DJ in Turkey. I'm playing music at nights. And we have a meetup group for testers. We are meeting up once in a month to talk about new technologies, new trends about testing in Istanbul. And you can reach me from email or LinkedIn or Twitter. First, I will talk about what advantages and disadvantages of testing in office environment. But don't think physically. Testing in office, think about the concept, not physically. And I will talk about what's in the wild testing, and we will talk about why a tester should test in the wild. I will give you some examples, and then I will tell you the testing tools for in the wild testing. I'm working for nearly 3 years remotely from home. I sometimes missing working in an office environment. There are lots of advantages, of course. You have test cases, you have some methodological procedures. There are lots of tools, lots of devices. That you have a good chair, you have some friends, co-workers. There are lots of meetings. You have automation tools that helps you in testing. That helps increasing the quality of the products. And also you can focus on working in that kind of environments. But also office environment has disadvantages, I think. You're always working in the same place. You are always working in the same product, with same tools, with same test cases. And this causes in some way operational blindness in time. And if you have lots of projects and lots of teammates, you have lots of meetings in daytime. There are lots of questions, how is it working, how can we do this like this, and you are disturbed by other teammates always. And the main part is you are really far away from real user experience in office environments. So what is in the wild testing? It's very easy actually. Go outside, use the app like the end user use. Use it where they are using it, use it how they are using it, use it when the end user use this app. That's simple. Use like an end user. Why we should do in the wild testing? As I said, you are in a comfort zone in your office area. And you have to change the environment to make something different. And you have to free your mind. In office, you only focus working. But in the wild, you can focus on testing and the product. That's the main difference. And you can catch edge cases in the wild. And you can catch the real user experience. Let's talk about what's real user experience. Think about You are developing your company is developing a running app, and the customer came and take the app. He asked, "Did you finish testing?" "Yes, I finished." And he asked, "Did you run with the app?" "No." But everything is working well. It's funny, I think. If you're not running with a running app, of course, if you are making a rocket to going to Mars, he cannot ask something like, "Did you went to Mars?" "No." "Okay." But this is a runner app. You can just take it, you can walk around, or you can just go outside and run with this app. So just think about it. After you run, you cannot breathe, you're shaking, and you're just trying to tap some buttons. Without trying in that way, tapping buttons, you cannot understand how this runner can feel this feeling. You don't know without running if the buttons are correct positions, if you can tap them correctly, if they can work, they are working or they are not. It's office environment work, not in the well testing. But you should see if you're running at night, if you can see the buttons, all the things correctly or not. That's in the well testing concept. Secondly, who are using that dating apps, or who used before? Yeah. You're not using dating apps like sitting in a chair and, okay. No. You're using it like this, or something like this. Yeah. You're using when you wake up without seeing anything, or you are using in a bar while you're drunk. Yeah. You cannot be sure this product is working without using it drunk. Yeah, I'm sure. So you should test it in a bar, in toilet, while you wake up. Yeah, it's funny, but this is the real case. Because people are using it. In office, you only test it when you match someone, if the chat window is opened, if you can send your crush message, something like this. But people are matching with thousands of people. They are chatting with them 4 or 5 hours. If you don't test, this app can go on for 5 hours. It's not tested yet. Investors here? Is there anyone? Yeah. That's the main problem. When you're using the blockchain or a Forex app, you're playing with money, and if you want to test it deeply, you know how to lose money in seconds, or how to gain money in seconds, or how to miss a pump, or something like this. First, you should learn the money, how money works, how people are using this app, and then you should test it. If you don't know the feeling, losing money in seconds, as I said, you cannot test it really well, these applications. Yeah. So what are the tools for in the while testing? They are so easy. Take your phone, go to a coffee shop, take a coffee, take a note app or pen or pencil, paper. Just try to make tests like an end user, like how they are using it. Or go to a bar, take a beer, or go to a club to test like a dating app. Use your friends, use your family. Sometimes use your cat at home. There are lots of applications for cats, you know. They are all your friends in testing in the world. You are not alone. And don't forget, testers are the most important people in the companies for feedbacks, and they are the cheapest ones still, so you're really important. This is in the while testing. That's all for me. Thank you.
Now we have 10 minutes for asking questions to our speaker, so you can start. Who wants to be the first? Do you have any questions?
Hello.
Hello.
Nice talk.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. So, I wanted to ask a question. Have you tested the location app, like a runner app yourself? Have you ever tested it yourself?
No, we didn't develop a running app, but we did.
Okay.
We developed a dating app and Forex app.
My question was, how do you collect the user's data when we are testing, let's say, a runner app in the wild? So how do you collect the logs and the maybe crashes or error states when we lose network and we are out in the wild? And like, do you know about some techniques or something like that?
Actually, my talk is not about this question, I think, because I was talking about the user experience part, not the functional part, not the logs.
Okay.
Of course, you cannot do anything with pen and paper about the logs, but you can take the device logs later, maybe.
Okay.
Because they are in the device after crash, you can take them later.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I can hear. Yeah.
Thanks for talk for the first and maybe some interesting question about you said a lot about situations when on example of running up which you described. You said about the experience that when user uses it, he runs with it, and about shaking and etc. moments.
Yeah.
And I'd like to ask, do you have any maybe practical examples when it was possible to ensure maybe developers that it's a real problem that user, for example, have some troubles with button pressing while running or something like that? Just about maybe some real examples maybe or something like that.
No, I don't know.
Well,
because
that's a shame.
This example was here because I'm running and sometimes I couldn't tap buttons in running apps.
Yeah, I understand what you mean, but still, you know, sometimes it's a very hard moment to prove maybe to developers that it's a real problem because developers often have much more things to do, and sometimes they could say, well, yeah, we agree that it's a problem, but it works, and I'd like to ask, have you a positive experience to change maybe this idea, maybe that?
Yeah, the feedbacks are important in this part, I think. If there are user feedbacks about it or some tools that track your pressing buttons in the app, if they are telling you something, I think this part is about the business to say developers.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
Who wants to ask a question in Russian, please use this headphones.
Okay. Okay.
Спасибо за доклад. Вопрос будет по-русски, не хочу пугать своим английским. Составляете ли вы для вот таких проверок, как у бегуна, что-то вроде тест-кейсов, то есть условно надо проверить пробежку во время дождя, пробежку ночью, пробежку там, я не знаю, 40 км в час с горы кубарем, и имеется ли какая-то тестовая модель для этих случаев, или вы просто, как в реальной жизни, используете, попробовали, все хорошо, и все на этом остановилось?
Okay, if I understand correctly, in the wild testing, you don't have such cases like the office. You don't have to run like 40 kilometers, or you don't have to go somewhere else. In this presentation, I mean, if you are developing a running app, just take it and go outside. Only one time. Yes, of course, you can cover your office cases in the wild, but the real case is not that cases. You will find the other cases in the wild, I think.
Yeah, but before testing in the wild, do you plan activities for wild testing? Run under the rain?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. It's not like a systematical approach, but it's systematical, as you said. Yeah. Is it okay? Your question? Okay, thank you.
Спасибо за доклад. Я тоже на русском спрошу.
Sorry.
Окей. Я хотел спросить, не будет ли полезнее, если этим while-тестированием будет заниматься дизайнер, который, может быть, более лучше поймет user experience и сможет еще лучше продумать UI, UX и так далее, и уже с точки зрения дизайна предоставить какие-то макеты, которые улучшат приложение.
Yes, some points we talk are in should be work in design perspective, as you said. But you don't know if the designs are working correctly or not without feedbacks. And the first feedbacks are coming from testers, and then the first tester people maybe from outside. Yeah.
И ладно,
I
я
mean,
тоже.
sorry, I mean you need the feedbacks first.
Ладно, я не так хорошо говорю по-английскому, поэтому тоже. А чем такое тестирование лучше, чем альфа-бета-тестирование, либо, например, сбор большого количества людей для того, чтобы они дали свой фидбэк? То есть вопрос в том, как вы можете быть уверены, что фидбэк одного тестировщика является лучшим, чем фидбэк большего среза?
Of course, feedback from larger people are much more better, of course, but if you have time, at least 1 hour or 10 minutes with your tester, this is much more cheaper. And you can find at least some big problems. Of course, if 1,000 people use it, I would prefer if I have money, yeah. But if you don't have money, the testers' feedback are much more better at first sight.
I think this question will be last one.
Hello. Thank you for the speech.
Thank you.
Please give me the real example about when while testing really improve some application.
While testing really improves some applications.
Yeah, for the end user. When every functionality works perfect and the only need is while testing.
No, I don't mean that you only need while testing. For example, in our for real use case, our Forex app, I assume that I did all cases in the office, but when I downloaded from Apple Store and tried to use that Forex app, I found some bugs because I was playing really with my money. It was before, it's not my money, just the basic data. I have $3 million, but when in the real case, I have money and I just saw some real small bugs. Yes, not the big ones, but I have some small bugs about it. If you don't feel it, you cannot find the real cases, as I experienced.
My point is, there are a lot of users. Everyone is a different guy.
Yes, of course.
Real user experience for the professional and for the normal housewife is different.
Of course.
When they both using the same application, how while testing can improve it? That's the question. I didn't get it because I'm late for several minutes.
While testing is about testing in-house. After that, of course, it will be a bug from customer. That's the main difference. If you want to catch before letting it go, let the application go to customer, I think it should be a part of testing process. I mean, that only helps to send qualified applications.
Okay, one more question.
Okay.
When this part should start? At which phase?
If the features are working, it should start in any phase, I think. But the best part is before sending to production, before sending to customer, maybe.
Okay, thank you.
Now I want you to choose a person to ask you a best question, and he will get a free T-shirt. And this one is for you.
Ah, thank you. Yes.
Please, people who ask questions, can you please stand up for our speaker to understand to choose someone best?
Yeah.
This question was the most interesting.
Yeah, this is a good question. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. I hope I can see some new ideas in you in testing. Thank you.